welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly love outlook for my lovely Tauruses. All right, this is going to be for March 8th to the 15th. And yeah, we're going to get right into a look into a situation that you have with another person. So this is a love outlook for you and another person, because we're going to be pulling cards for them and for you. If you want to check out your general outlook for March, that's going to be linked in the description. And the weekly is also, the general weekly outlook for you is also in the description. All right, Taurus, so we're going to get right into it. I've already been shuffling off camera for quite some time, so we're ready to cut your deck, Taurus. And of course, this can be for Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Taurus, Venus and Taurus, right? So wherever your Taurus placement is, this reading may resonate with you. So let's get right into it. Your person is resonating with Six of Wands, and you are resonating with the Page of Pentacles. They see you as the Nine of Pentacles, and you see them as the Tower. They see the relationship or their part in it as a Five of Pentacles, and you see the relationship and your part in it as a Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star. All right, Star is, of course, associated actually with Aquarius. So let's get right into your cards. Your person is resonating with the Six of Wands, and you are resonating with the Page of Pentacles this week, right? And so this is how you are identifying. Six of Wands is all about a victory, right? It's about a public victory that you have. It's a nice feeling, right? Oftentimes it feels like a vindication. So your person is dealing with this. They're dealing with, they're certainly coming into the week with this feeling, right? This feeling of being victorious, right? Certainly feeling vindicated. The one thing with Six of Wands is that it is a public victory, right? You can see everyone looking at the figure there, even the horse is looking back at him. So this is a real public sort of victory that everyone is sort of giving accolades. Now you are resonating with a Page of Pentacles, and so you're being very practical this week, very grounded, you know, getting a lot done. And so this is how you guys are resonating with respect to each other, right? So it's interesting. I'm going to come back to that. Six of Wands, but your person is feeling like they're having a victory. And so this is not, I'm going to say this can be in the relationship. This could just generally be in their life, right? Because this is just general energy you guys are resonating with, and we'll see how that's going to impact this connection. So this victory could also be in work, right? It could be in their personal life. It could be a sort of stage in their lives where they feel like, okay, I've arrived, I've reached my goal, I'm victorious. And again, it's interesting that it will be this kind of victory, which is quite public. And like I say, you Taurus, you're just about getting the work done. As usual, Taurus, your readings always have some aspect of Pentacles energy, even your love readings, because I do believe for my collective, and people who come to my videos, and certainly, you know, my readings for Taurus this year in terms of life and love, this year you're really being impacted by your career or your business or your desire to, you know, establish financial stability and abundance. Page of Pentacles is extremely sort of practical, getting things done with the objective of, you know, work. You know, getting that work done. Now, let's take a look at how you see each other. Well, this is interesting. Of course, your person is seeing you as a Nine of Pentacles. And this resonates with the fact that you are here self-identifying as Page of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is someone who's extremely ambitious, someone whose goals, career goals and business goals are extremely important to them, right? You've already certainly have started to achieve financial abundance, rewards coming in. You can see she's in this beautiful opulent garden. She's a master also, right? This Nine of Pentacles, the falcon on the hand is symbolic of mastering, skill, having a mastery in your talent or your skill. And this is one of the reasons, of course, why the abundance is coming in, because you've put that work in, Taurus. They see this about you. The one thing with the Nine of Pentacles, though, is there is a feeling of alienation there. So oftentimes when somebody sees you as the Nine of Pentacles, they kind of see you over there, you know, like away from them, you know, like a little bit more independent, right? A little bit more like concerned with your business and your career. Certainly not necessarily needing anyone, very, very self-sufficient. Because again, with all the 9 cards, we always have a little bit of the hermit there, right? Hermit energy. Hermit is the major arcana 9 card. So it's interesting. It's almost like your person sees that right now it's all about, you know, right now you're really focused on your personal career or business path. And sometimes they can feel, you know, so when somebody in a relationship with you sees you this way, it can indicate that they feel as though you're maybe a little bit inaccessible, right? Like they can't really get to you like the way perhaps they want to. You see them as a tower. So right now, I think you're seeing them really going through a huge change, right? A huge kind of change in their outlook, in the way they see the world. They're definitely going, you are certainly seeing them as going through certain experiences right now that is really, you know, tearing down the foundations that they have sort of built their whole understanding of the world on. So this is a real, I want to say a real change in their lives. They're going through a real sort of catharsis or maybe transformation. And you're seeing that. Even though they're resonating with the 6 of Wands. And by the way, the Tower does not necessarily mean bad, right? It doesn't mean that you're coming out of something bad. It's just a Tower moment because of the impact that it has, right? And so, you know, it's very impactful. It's very sort of dramatic. It's a dramatic change because, you know, the Tower represents our beliefs and the way we look at the world, our outlook on the world, you know, which is something that a lot of us identify with, right? We build this tower up based on the way we think the world is, the way we think the world runs, and the way we believe our place, you know, the way we see ourselves in that world. What happens is that when an event comes in, and generally it's a divine event, right? So an event or an experience that comes in that seems to be something that has happened completely out of your control. But this experience or event destroys this tower. And so what we're seeing here is, you know, the destruction of the way you see the world. And when we identify with that, it can be such an impactful sort of experience, because suddenly it's like, well, shit, you know, it's like, well, who am I? Like, you know, it's like a complete reevaluation of the way you see everything in life. Now, that's not necessarily bad. You know, if you have seen the world through very negative eyes, if you've seen yourself and your place in the world through a very kind of insecure outlook, right? And you have an event that comes in or experience that comes in that shatters that, it's a tower moment. But then suddenly it's also a tower moment that suddenly perhaps you may realize that, hang on a second, this is not the way things are. And I do have purpose, and I do, you know what I mean? So all of this positivity comes out of it, but it's still very impactful because you had believed for so long in a different outlook. It's interesting that your person would have a victory here. It could be very well that for a long time, they may have felt, you know, they may have felt like they were not going to win. They may have felt like they were not going to be victorious. They may have felt like something that they've been pushing for, that they have wanted, they were never going to accomplish for whatever reason. And yet they have accomplished it. They've gotten their victory, and it is a tower moment for them, which you see. Now let's look at the relationship and how you guys see yourselves in the relationship. So your person sees the relationship and their part in it as a 5 of Pentacles. Now, this is quite interesting. You see yourself in the relationship as a 7 of Wands. And I think that this is interesting because 5 of Pentacles is generally a feeling of having to sort of rebuild, right? It comes out of a power dynamic. Oftentimes, 5 is always the number for power struggle in the tarot. And when we have a power struggle with a person or a group of people, and oftentimes, of course, the power struggle finally comes to a conclusion, and there's a divide or a split. With the Five of Pentacles, we see that happening, and we see the person coming out of that divide and split, almost being sort of ousted, ostracized, turned out into the street, what have you, in terms of expression, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be that they are actually on the street. It can be sometimes, but it's this feeling of having to completely rebuild after this struggle has come to its conclusion. You're now back to ground zero, you're now back to having to sort of like pick the pieces up. So it's very interesting that your person would see themselves in this relationship in terms of, I think they see themselves picking up the pieces, right? Trying to rebuild financially, right? And you are resonating with a lot of rewards and a lot of abundance. And so it seems to me that it could be that in this particular relationship, your person may be dealing with a lot of financial issues or career issues where they feel like they're kind of at ground zero. They're kind of having to slowly build up their financial abundance, or and in comparison to you, where they see you really sort of doing well, obviously being very successful. I think that there may be a feeling to them of not being as successful as you are, right? And so in comparison to you, and certainly within this relationship, it feels to me that they are like very much like feeling like the underdog perhaps, right? Or like the one who's still sort of trying to get to the level that you are as a result of what they've been through. You see yourself and the relationship as a Seven of Wands. And so for you, you're really battling, I think, for the heart of this relationship. Seven of Wands is definitely this energy of having to come up with a lot of creative solutions to problems. Because wands are not swords, so we're not talking about fighting. We're talking about creativity. And with Seven of Wands being the card for valor and courage, it's the courage we have and the strength we have to figure out positive, creative ways through certain obstacles, right? And I think to a certain degree for you in this relationship, I think you feel like you're the one fighting for the relationship or fighting for your person, right? I think it feels really strongly like you're dealing with someone, Taurus, who is really sort of going through a period in their life where they're having to sort of pick up the pieces to a certain degree. I think that you serve as a form of inspiration to them. I think your person is wrestling to a certain degree with the feeling that they are not as financially confident as you are, Taurus, right? They see how well you are doing here. And they also see that this is something for you in your life, Taurus, that is very important. Again, you're very independent. Nine of Pentacles is one of those very strong, independent energies, right? Not necessarily that you choose to be away from anyone, but that you are very self-reliant, right? And resourceful, right? In accomplishing your goals. By nature, this can alienate you from others. Certainly, this level of abundance can often alienate you from others, but not because you choose it. Nevertheless, this feels very much to me like a week for you guys in this relationship, Taurus, where you guys are both kind of really dealing with, I feel like you will be very much a support structure for them, right? They're feeling good, right? They're definitely feeling good. And by the way, this Six of Wands, it is a victory, but oftentimes Six of Wands is it's like a temporary victory, it's a momentary victory on a long-term path, right? So this is a nice feeling for them, but this is not necessarily sort of, oh, I won the prize, I've reached the ultimate destination, but this is a nice pick-me-up in terms of self-confidence along the way. Nevertheless, it could be that this week your person is still sort of wrestling a little bit with this feeling of having to sort of rebuild themselves. And you're the one who's also kind of in this relationship, being very, very supportive, very strong for them. You may be helping them out to stoke their passion, to keep their passion up and going with the Seven of Wands. And let me get back now to the Star. Star is all about achieving your goals and your aspirations in your life. And so this week, it's all about making sure that you guys are doing that. And I think for you, you're going to be very much sort of like doing that for your person, right? Helping them to fertilize, you know, their dreams. You know, you have a dream, you have a goal for your life. It needs to be fertilized. It needs to be tended to on a regular basis. This is what star energy is really all about. All right, now I'm going to pull out your clarifiers. We're just going to pull out some clarifiers, and then we'll get your romance angel messages. And this will be your reading then. It's a nice relationship, right? But it isn't like we have no cup cards. There's no energy here just yet. We'll see in the clarifiers of like, you know, a whole lot of sort of, I want to say, emotional affection or physical affection. Of course, that is probably, that may be there. But what I mean to say is that this week is going to be very much sort of focused on, you know, your goals and aspirations with regard to career, you know, with regard to financial stability and abundance. And I think that that is going to be what is the focus for sort of the dynamics in the relationship this week. All right, guys. So let's pull out those clarifiers with my lovely Cosmic Tarot deck. Cut your deck. There we go. All right, we have Nine of Cups. There's another 9. Wow. And we have Lovers. Look at that. That's nice. And you have 3 of Pentacles, and you have the 10 of Pentacles. Shit. All right, this is nice. This is really, really nice indeed. All right, let me just move these over so we can get them all in. This is a nice feeling, and there's your lovers. There's your affection. There's your you know, and I didn't mean to say earlier like there is an affection, but it's just like sometimes when you're with somebody, some weeks it's all about finances and bills and shit like that, and some weeks it's all about, you know, let's just have fun, you know. But nice indeed that you have 9 of Pentacles and you have the Lovers for your person. So let me just review that. 9 of Cups, very nice. Yeah, so you are happy. You guys are happy with each other. Your person is happy with you. 9 of Cups is lovely, you know. It is that bliss. It is, however, not a 10, right? And so I think that this perhaps is one of the reasons why your person is feeling this way and feeling very strongly sort of wanting to rebuild themselves, because you may not yet be married, but they may be wanting to ask you to marry them or get married to you. And of course, you know, sometimes that requires financial stability, right? So 9 of Cups is like enjoying the relationship. You love the relationship. You're happy in the relationship, right? But just that essence of it being a 9 makes me feel like why, you know, explains why it's so important for your person to get this financial situation together, because of course they want to take this relationship up to a 10. Lovers is there, and that's beautiful too, because the Lovers card really talks about all of the ups and downs in a relationship. And more than anything, you know, this Lovers card is the card for Gemini. And so, you know, here we're really talking about how, you know, 2 pieces come together to make a whole, but those pieces are going to be different. And just like in a relationship, 2 people come together to make a whole and solid foundation. Those 2 people are going to be different in a lot of ways. And so, and ideally, you know, you will have the traits and qualities that your person requires to be a better person, and they will have traits and qualities that help you to be a better person. And in this way, it's like we are the jigsaw puzzle pieces, right, that fit together to make a whole picture. And so this is very much highlighted because this is, in fact, what is happening here. Right? You have something to impart in this relationship that will help them feel better, be better, all of that, accomplish their dreams, coming back to star energy, right? And so it's a very, very nice pairing. It's lovely. The dynamic that you 2 have is that dynamic of being different per se, but being exactly what the other person needs. Now, Here we have for you, of course, more Pentacle cards, Taurus, and this makes sense, like I said earlier, right? Three of Pentacles is all about working together, mind, body, and soul. And so this is very much what I was talking about. You really sort of working with your partner, right? Working with your partner to help them along the way to increasing their abundance and coming out of this period of Five of Pentacles. And of course, Ten of Pentacles comes in because together you two rise up and you achieve that ultimate sort of goal of extreme abundance, financial stability, like bam, Ten of Pentacles is nice, you know what I mean? And it is in fact that kind of financial abundance and stability that would support a family, would support the unit, you know, progressing forward and increasing. Very, very, very nice indeed. Very nice feeling. Let me pull out your romance angel messages for the week. What can I say, Taurus? You know, you're going to be working very well with your partner. And of course, just take this reading as it comes to you. If it resonates with you, fine. If this is not your situation, then this is not your reading. Okay? And that's it. You know, like some people, sometimes I get comments from people and it's like they're almost upset because the reading is not what they're going through. If it's not what you're going through, then the reading isn't for you. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to like let it go, you know. Calling in your soulmate. All right, there we go, you know. And we have very soon. There you go. Very nice. Okay, so calling in your soulmate, very nice. This is indeed your soulmate, right? Bringing you two together even stronger, right? Even stronger through the various actions that you guys are taking to help bolster each other. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Yes, very soon you guys are going to reach exactly that financial position that you want. Your person is going to step up. By the way, Five of Pentacles is only a momentary setback. Oftentimes it is, I call this like my 2 steps backward, 10 steps forward card. At first, yes, it feels horrible. It feels like, oh, shit, you know, really? But any kind of dynamic that falls apart like this and sort of puts you in this position was always ever going to fall apart. It was never going to work. And so it's better that it's done and happening now so that, you know, the sooner this dynamic comes to its conclusion, the sooner you can just hit your bottom or, you know, hit that position and the sooner you can move forward, right? So very soon, everything is going to be coming clear for you guys. This is a nice reading. All right. Very nice reading, Taurus. Let me see if I can squeeze these in for everyone. Calling in and very soon. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is from March 8th to the 15th. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share this video. That's, you know, what can I say? This is a very nice reading, right? All your other readings, excuse me, Taurus, are linked in the description. But for right now, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly love outlook. Bye-bye, guys.